What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris, and with me today, Mr. Naughty List.
Ahoy!
With his phone on loud.
What?
Rookie.
I didn't even come through. I turned those off.
Also, today is Talk Like a Pirate, National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yarg.
So it's only fitting.
Wait, for reals, though?
Yeah, today, Tuesday, the day that we're recording,
right,
is National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Man, if I had known that earlier, I totally would have prepped myself and would have done at least 3 sentences of this episode in pirate voice.
Curses.
Drat.
But anyways, thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Everybody hit us up on the internet, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. If you haven't left a review for the show, do that. You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, our website, iHeartRadio, Google Play.
The classifieds.
The classifieds.
Craigslist. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friendster.
Yeah.
Is that a thing still?
Zanga.
Yeah. Foursquare.
Foursquare?
Yeah. Just checked in at your house.
I don't.
You're the mayor. You're the mayor of your house.
I don't check in at my house.
Oh. Well. Anyways,
we have a pineapple episode for you.
Yeah, we do.
So let's.
I promise, guys.
Let's get
Stick
into
with
that,
us.
and stay tuned.
We're gonna have a pineapple situation. What should I do? Pineapple. The word that cannot be spoken. Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple.
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
All right, so I'm going to kick us off. Some fairly big news, I would say. We have finally got confirmation that Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is going to be in Avengers 4. I almost said Avengers Infinity War, but we know for certain that she's not going to be in that one. Super excited. May 3rd in 2019. It's just a couple months after her solo film will be released. So, I mean, that kind of keeps in line with either, like having a cameo in one movie and then your solo film coming out right after, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like I think of, even though it won't be super quick, but like, Doctor Strange, he has a solo movie, and then, unless I'm mistaken, he's showing up in Thor Ragnarok, and
right.
So it'll be cool. Apparently, also Chris Evans. There's rumors that he's going to be in Avengers 4, so we can assume that he doesn't die in Infinity War, which is going to be fun. But I feel like the MCU. They were already stretching it a little bit with the fans with Civil War. Like, I remember the cognitive dissonance I had when I was like, "But good guys are fighting each other. I don't know how to take this."
Yeah, to turn around from the good guys fighting each other and just kill them.
Just kill Captain America. It's like, I'm done with you. I know that those that read the comic books are used to this, but I don't have the Constitution for it. But all that being said, super stoked.
Harsh.
Yeah. Super stoked to see Brie Larson. I think it'll be fun. I'm glad that her solo movie is actually coming out first, because I feel like she's not nearly as well known as a lot of the other kind of mainstream Marvel characters.
Right.
As mainstream as all Marvel has gotten since, the first Iron Man movie. So I think that'll be fun, and that'll be a good intro for her with her movie, and then coming into Avengers 4. We'll give it that nice. It'll be more cosmic. I'm assuming,
for sure.
This more and more grand on scale. We're gonna be space opera here soon.
Space opera.
Yeah, grand scale.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool to see Brie Larson at all. I mean, to see Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson, great person.
to see Captain Marvel, I think it's a character that we've just never seen a lot of. MCU, like MCU cartoons, TV shows, whatever, like we just haven't seen a lot of Brie Larson, and I think it's going to be really neat to or not a lot of Brie Larson, a lot of Captain Marvel. So I think it's going to be really neat to have that character, especially with that character having so much meaning, like especially in like the deeper cuts of the Marvel universe.
Totally.
And the not so deep cuts of the Marvel universe.
The shallow, the medium, the deep, you know, we span the spectrum here.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, be on the lookout for that. May 3rd, 2019 is Avengers 4. That'll be the second time you get to see her. Yeah, Pineapple.
So, talked a couple weeks ago about Neil Gaiman's Good Omens getting a TV show. David Tennant and Michael Sheen. David Tennant from Doctor Who, Michael Sheen from Masters of Sex. We got their first image from Neil Gaiman himself on Twitter, where his
is it a doozy?
Where his handle is Neil himself. It is awesome.
Yeah, it's so awkward looking. It's almost Wes Anderson-y. Like, the first thing I thought when I saw it was like, is Wes Anderson doing like cult class? Like, obviously he does cult classics, but is he venturing from indie into this weird like fantasy cult classic realm?
Right. And like David Tennant is wearing like all black. He's like dressed. He's dressed like Mick Jagger. Honestly, he's wearing a vest, a blazer, with a ragged t-shirt under it, a bolo tie that looks to be made out of shoestrings. And
most of them look that way.
And he has, but this one looks to just be shoestrings tied in a knot.
Oh, nice.
Around his neck. Like big, thick shoestrings tied in a knot around his neck. And he has like almost shoulder length reddish brown hair.
Yeah, it was very strange. I didn't recognize him at first.
But he looks awesome. He looks really good. And then Martin Sheen looks like a nerd. He's wearing like, yeah, he looks almost like Victorian in his attire. He's got like these like slacks on, these goofy looking loafers, a not quite trench coat, a velvety looking vest with a gold pocket watch, a bow tie, and like curly white hair. So
it's a picture of juxtaposition.
Please
sure.
Look it up. Do yourself a favor, whether or not you're interested in Good Omens or not. Do yourself a favor and look this up, because it's silly looking, especially if you're familiar, with the actors. It's really funny. But for those of you that don't remember, Good Omens is coming out in 2018. It follows Aziraphale and Crowley, an angel and a demon, who set out on a mission to locate the Antichrist. It's going to be 6 episodes coming to Amazon. I don't remember what I've already said. So there's
most of that sounds good.
Yeah, there's that. But check
also,
out the photo.
Quick point, because I know someone will call you on this. You did say Martin Sheen. He was in The West Wing. We are looking at Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen. Hey, a Sheen's a Sheen.
At least you didn't say Charlie, Yeah. Because he's got Tiger's blood.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
No, Michael Sheen. My apologies. But look up the photo. It's funny.
I know the Outlaw Steve Jr. was going to call you out on that.
Yeah. Or Dane.
Or Dane, yeah. You can't even pronounce white guy names now.
Yeah, Dane hates me. He doesn't hate me. He just loves fact-checking me, which is the best.
It's your favorite.
It is my absolute favorite. Pineapple.
So as expected, when we have what amounts to a new cult classic as Stranger Things for people to try to take advantage of that popularity and make some money, and not necessarily through illicit means, but maybe bending the rules a little bit. So that's kind of the case with a bar that we had in Chicago that has a pop-up bar inside of it called the Upside Down, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I would go
but
there.
they're selling Stranger Things memorabilia and drinks. Word got back to Netflix. Obviously, they weren't super excited about that, because, like copyright infringement,
dibs,
and all that good stuff. Yeah, because I own that. There's a TM at next to everything. You can't do that.
I really hope somebody at Netflix called up this bar and was like, "Excuse me, but dibs."
No, so listen, they sent a cease and desist letter,
Oh.
and it could have been super corporate-y, but it's Netflix, so of course it wasn't. So I'm gonna take a second and read this. But this is the actual letter. This is the actual letter that they sent to this bar.
I'm so excited.
So from the offices of Netflix, my walkie-talkie is busted, so I had to write this note instead. I heard you launched a Stranger Things pop-up bar at your Logan Square location. Look, I don't want you to think I'm a total wasteoid, and I love how much you guys love the show. Just wait until you see season 2. But unless I'm living in the Upside Down, I don't think we did a deal with you for this pop-up. You're obviously creative types, so I'm sure you can appreciate that it's important to us to have a say in how our fans encounter the worlds we build. We're not going to go full Dr. Brenner on you, but we ask that you please, 1, not extend the pop-up beyond its 6-week run ending in September, and 2, reach out to us for permission if you plan to do something like this again. Let me know as soon as possible that you agree to these requests. We love our fans more than anything, but you should know that the Demogorgon is not always forgiving, so please don't make us call your mom. How awesome is that?
I love that they let them keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's not a stop right now. It's a, hey, you guys have already advertised to do this through September, so go ahead and do it through September. But if you do it again, let us know.
Yeah, they're not like sending out the power vans full of, the power company vans full of, shock troops with their M16s ready to just like rip stuff up. It's like, hey, don't do it again. It's kind of not cool, but also like it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I just like, from what I've heard, Netflix kind of has that culture anyway. So it's cool just to see that kind of manifest itself in how they interact with people. And as a heads up to other people, in case you were planning on doing an illicit Stranger Things themed thing where you're going to make money off of it,
right?
You should email Netflix first, or you could not, and then get a really cool cease and desist letter.
Yeah, well, and if you email them, I'm sure they'll be super cool about it.
Yeah, they'll probably take a cut,
as we have seen.
Yeah,
they'll probably take a cut or whatever.
Yeah, because they're hurting for money.
Right, hurting so bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's super dope. Gives me another, it makes me excited to continue to support Netflix with my whopping $10 a month, so I can watch all of their quality programming, because they also are a cool company. But yeah, I also kind of want to go out to Chicago just so I can see this pop-up bar. If we have any listeners in Chicago, you should totally go to this place. Yeah. The bar is called Emporium Arcade Bar.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's at Logan Square. You should totally go check it out. Tweet us, tag us in photos on Instagrams, on the Facebooks.
This is actually a really awesome looking bar.
We're gonna nerd out looking at things online while on this podcast. So before we get too wrapped up into that, and our listeners are just stuck with dead silence while that does look cool.
They have sweet graffiti, like video game graffiti.
I'm sure it's super cool, and I'm going to look it up right now, but I'm going to make you talk by saying pineapple.
Well, I'm going to copy and paste this link to you, so I hope your phone's silent. In the meantime, Sci-Fi TV station channel. They
not the genre.
They've bbeen known for making some pretty strange, arguably ignorant choices
Yes.
One, canceling alphas. We've talked about it.
I would say that's the primary one.
Two, most recently, in my opinion, arguably the dumbest. Deciding to make a Tremors TV series.
Nah, man, that's quality. That was quality. That's a cult classic. Is shouldn't have been
Now, here's the
canceled.
thing.
And
Here's the thing.
it's
Don't get me wrong. I love Tremors. I do. The first Tremors movie, super funny.
awesome.
Problem, it's not supposed to be funny. It's not a comedy.
Yeah.
But if you watch me watch Tremors, you would think I'm watching a comedy. For those of you that don't know what Tremors is, it was a...
Have you been living under a rock?
Or underground.
Also, that's ironic. Yeah, underground, because...
But it came out in 1996-ish. Kevin Bacon.
Ago?
Yeah, it was that long ago.
Wow.
Kevin Bacon starred in it. It's about these giant man-eating worms that live underground. And it's ridiculous.
Spoiler alert, they see in infrared.
Yes, they do. But it was real dumb. It was really dumb.
It was
really
funny.
Dumb,
for real.
It was entertaining.
Yes.
And then they went on to make 5 more of them.
There were 5
or,
of
excuse
them?
me, there were 4 more of them. Yeah, there were
Or
5 total.
Okay.
It was Tremors 2 Aftershocks, which I watched.
Of course.
Tremors 3 Back to Perfection. Tremors 4
makes sense.
The Legend Begins. Tremors 4 The Legend Begins.
They Tarantino'd us.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Did you not watch it?
And then Tremors 5 Bloodlines. Oh my gosh. There is a Tremors 6.
What?
Oh my gosh, it's heading to DVD and Blu-ray direct in January. So
they're still making Tremors
movies.
This isn't like we stopped making these movies in like 2003. This is we actually just recently spent money.
Our lesson.
I mean, with the success of Sharknado and the 17 movies that they've cranked out in the past 12 months.
I have to look this up. I'm looking it up on Box Office Mojo. So, Tremors 1. Oh, it came out in 1990.
Whoa!
Oh. So this has been... Okay, it came out January 1990. So when Tremors 6 comes out next January, this series will have been running for 28 years.
That's preposterous.
What? But it actually did really well. It did $16.7 million.
What? In 90?
In total domestic gross in 1990.
That's really impressive. It's because Kevin Bacon.
And it is ranked 54th among the creature feature genre.
Well, I mean, it's creature feature.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I feel like there are a lot of those.
Yeah, but I mean, most of those are like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Right. But when I search Tremors 2 on Box Office Mojo, no movies found. It's just even
Right.
Box Office Mojo has forgotten that Tremors 2 was a thing. But anyways, Sci-Fi is making a TV series. Here's the kicker. It's taking the main character is Emily Tremaine, which she was in Vinyl, and she is playing Emily McKee, the daughter of Val, who is Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's coming back for the show.
No,
he hasn't been in I'm gonna fact check myself on this right now. I don't think he's been in a Tremors movie since the first one. He did it right. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna get out. Yeah, he was not in
Wow.
Tremors 2.
I wonder if he's running out of money or something.
I don't know. I mean, he did do The Following, and that was a good show. This feels like a step back. But yeah, I think it's real dumb that they're gonna do a Tremors TV show. So I just wanted to rant about that for a while. Yeah, pineapple.
So in case you didn't know, J.J. Abrams was just recently announced as the new episode 9 director.
Mixed
Star
emotions.
Wars. Yeah. Star Wars. What'd you say?
I said mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions. I
I'm
wasn't
the
sure what you said.
internet. It's like when that got announced, the first like 45 minutes was like, yeah. And ever since then has been like, this is a terrible decision. How would you do this?
Yeah, because, Force Awakens was so bad. No, it wasn't.
Right?
It was not bad. Oh my gosh. But so apparently, because, nerds as passionate as we are, we can, and I will say this self-admittedly, can get whiny about things that we disagree with. So there's now a petition going around.
Oh, great.
To get rid of J.J. Abrams as the director. So I'm going to read this. When I read it the first time in my head, I just imagined a really high-pitched, overweight, nerdy-sounding dude with a cold writing this, because that's what it sounds like. Star Wars fans abroad! I'm going to read it for you. I'll let you put that filter on it because I don't want to read it that way, because I don't want there to be a long recording of me with that voice.
Just talking like that. Just
So,
anywhere on the internet, please.
Yeah, that never goes away. But Star Wars fans abroad were upset with the result of J.J. Abrams' directing of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Although not reflected in box office sales, most fans, I don't know how they know this, agree that Abrams' vision for Episode 7 resulted in a rehash of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. There was virtually no creativity and no risks taken. Such complacency cannot be the trajectory of this sequel trilogy. More specifically, the metric for success in a Star Wars movie cannot be box office sales. I don't care if you make money. Lucasfilm and Disney need to listen to fan criticism. Star Wars fans deserve better. They demand better. At the start of the new sequel trilogy, beginning with The Force Awakens, Lucasfilm and Disney promised a new director for each movie to promote a fresh new vision on every installment. With the hiring of J.J. Abrams to direct the upcoming Episode 9, Lucasfilms and Disney have both reneged on this promise. Therefore, to prevent Star Wars Episode 9 from becoming yet another ripoff of the original trilogy, specifically a ripoff of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and for the good of the Star Wars brand, we demand that Kathleen Kennedy replace J.J. Abrams as director of the upcoming Episode 9 film. Barf everywhere. Do you have the same reaction that I had to that, which is just I'm not a violent person, but I kind of want to punch someone?
I don't get it.
I know, right?
And there's an edit for clarity. And it's it appears that at least one media outlet has misinterpreted the text of this petition.
How do you misinterpret text like that?
No, you're being an armchair activist. Sure, I get it. I know, we talked about... Ow, I just headbutted my microphone. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't actually remember who I was even talking to about it on the show. So, sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I'm looking it up because my memory is terrible. I think it was Madison. The Wonder Twin. When it was the Wonder Twin and not the Wonder Twins. But we were talking about this on the show. It's George Lucas when he had a say in Star Wars. He only directed two. He directed A New Hope, and he directed Phantom Menace. And the other two movies in both trilogies were directed by someone else. And it's like George Washington. Like, the way I think of it is like, well, here's the thing.
I'm intrigued. Go on.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt is the only president that we've ever had to serve more than 2 terms.
Yep.
It was never in writing in any government document, U.S. government document, for a president to serve no more than 2 terms until after FDR. The only reason that presidents did not run for more than 2 terms was because George Washington did not run for 2 terms.
He set the precedent. Yeah.
He set the precedent. But there was for president. Had to go there. I'm sorry.
President.
But there was
Sorry,
nothing
everybody.
in writing. There was nothing in writing. And that's the same thing here. Like, Disney, Lucasfilm, they might have said, like, yeah, we're going to try and mix it up and have somebody else tell each one. But they are at no legal obligation to the fans to say, like, we will have a new director for every movie.
I mean, regardless of whether or not they promised, it's like, you promised you wouldn't do this. And it's just like,
yeah, they also promised the prequels would be good.
Yeah.
Like, geez. Can we just put our big boy pants on and watch a movie about space warriors?
Yeah, you have, like there's lightsabers. What more do you want?
They're space ninjas. Like, let's be real for a second. A Jedi is a space ninja. Like, that's what it is. It's the same. Yeah. Can we just enjoy these movies for the ridiculous, awesome sci-fi that they are?
Exactly. So, if you want to go sign the petition, that's totally within your right.
Petition.
But I am judging you in my heart. I think that you should just enjoy the movie and give your theater the $11 when it comes out and enjoy it because it's going to be fun.
Here's the thing. If you want to sign the petition, don't go see any more Star Wars movies. How about that?
Ever again.
How about that?
Yeah.
If you want to sign the petition, go for it. Knock yourself out. But you can no longer enjoy any future Star Wars things.
Ever again.
Because you are the problem. It's like, you are the person that says, and given this whole podcast is like, let's talk about all the things that we love. And Star Wars is one of the things that I love. And I'm not exactly thrilled that they're bringing back a director for 2 movies in the same, like, trilogy set. Because I like the way they've mixed it up. But it's like, when you start thinking,
I mean, at least it wasn't Zack Snyder,
right? Oh my gosh,
I
would stop. But like, there are probably people that feel the same way about J.J. Abrams that I feel about Zack Snyder. Like, if Zack Snyder never made another movie, like, you would never hear me complain. But it's the kind of thing, like, when you start believing that you have a say in the future of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. like what kind of pipe dream in your grandmother's basement are you living in? Like, I just see.
Oh, you know the best part. Speaking of that, the guess how many signatures they're wanting to get for the petition?
5,000.
500.
No, it's at 5,000. It's at 5,000 now.
No, the goal was getting 500.
Oh, no.
Their initial goal, hey, guys, we can change something if the dozens of us band together.
Oh, my God.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
I'm going to look up Force Awakens Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo, they are not a sponsor. I know I've been talking about them a lot, but it's where I go for all my box office like numbers. So Box Office Mojo has domestic for Force Awakens $936 million.
That's almost $1 billion.
That's $1 billion domestic. Worldwide, $2.07 billion in the box office. That's not including merchandise. That's not including like home sales, like DVD and Blu-ray. That is box office. That is people paying money to go see this movie in the box office. Now let's take that number 2068223624 and divide it by what? You want to average a 1550 for a movie ticket?
Yeah, we'll
Is that
say that,
fair?
yeah.
1550. That's 133.43 million people. And you're getting
Get wrecked, nerds,
500.
math.
Kathleen Kennedy is going to perk up at 500 people, in your
She's swimming
opinion.
in her bathtub full of money right now.
She's got a Scrooge
Drinking the tears
She's
of
got a
these
Scrooge
500
McDuck
signers.
swimming pool of gold
Yeah.
coins. Like she's like, oh my gosh, that's. I can't.
I feel,
I can't.
I feel we're getting off the rails, which is exactly what we're not supposed to do in Pineapple. So, Pineapple.
I don't even remember what I'm talking about. I'm not even.
And the episode's
prepared.
over, guys. We're sorry.
Robin
You get
Hood. Robin Hood is what I'm talking about. Here's another thing you can get mad about. I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Goose Fraba.
My glass is empty apparently. Taron Egerton, who plays Eggsy in Kingsman, he's gonna be starring in a Robin Hood movie next year.
Because we've had not enough of those.
But here's the thing, I'm excited about
Oh,
this.
I love Robin Hood.
Let's talk about the Robin Hood movies we've gotten so far.
Kevin Costner.
Okay. Kevin Costner's Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I love.
He's got a great British accent in that movie.
I didn't.
No, he doesn't.
I did not say the acting was awesome. I said that movie is awesome. Russell Crowe's Robin Hood. I wish
didn't see
Russell
that
Crowe. I wish Russell Crowe just didn't exist.
Don't say such things.
After Gladiator, I didn't want to hear him sing in Les Miserables. I didn't want him to butcher everything I know as Robin Hood. There was a really awesome BBC series about Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Like truly
We had
fantastic.
Men in Tights.
Men in Tights
We had a
deserves
talking fox.
every Golden Globe.
Absolutely forever.
Men in Tights. The Talking Fox from Disney.
Still the only the first movie I ever bought.
As you should. But anyways, this movie's called
So
Robin Hood Origins.
Ooh.
Which stop telling me its origin. Just call it Robin Hood, and then tell the origin story of Robin Hood.
I'm a critical thinker. I will figure it out eventually.
Yeah. I'll find out 10 minutes into the movie.
If he's a baby.
Yeah. If I'm looking at a kid.
Oh, and look at wee little Robin in his
Not
crib.
even.
Oh,
Not
I think
even.
this is an origin story.
If you put like 25-year-old Taron Egerton on the friggin' poster,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's Robin Hood Origins, not Robin Hood Retirement Home. Like, steal from the dead and give to the living. Like, I'm not.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Stupid. But he's gonna be playing it. Margot Robbie is she says Robbie because of her accent. But her name is Robbie. Margot Robbie.
Two B's make it a short O.
Is gonna be potentially. I don't think it's ever been confirmed yet. But she has been in talks to play Maid Marian.
Ooh.
Ben Mendelsohn, who was Krennic from Force Awakens, he is going to be the sheriff of Nottingham.
Ooh, that's a good casting.
Yeah, but because of
He does have a
Disney's-
lisp though.
because of Krennic, he crunches all of his words, and it's so unfortunate because of his name.
Yeah.
But because of Disney's, I almost said Fox and the Hound. Because of Disney's Robin Hood, I always expect the Sheriff of Nottingham to be this big,
Oh yeah,
like huge, stocky character.
wearing a tiny little hat.
I mean, not necessarily wearing a hat, but I always expect him to be like twice the size of Robin Hood. But yeah, I think it's cool. I'm excited about it. But Taron Egerton said that it's going to be very dark and very funny. So I'm really interested on that. I think it's we've had like every form of Robin Hood. Like we've had
Literally.
the Disney movie, which was like light and happy and la 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 la. And then we had Men in Tights, which was like slapstick, stupid, funny
Mel Brooks.
comedy. Mel Brooks, yeah. The Russell Crowe one was dark action, like very serious, gladiator-esque. And then the Kevin Costner was like your basic action movie. Had some drama, had some comedy in there. But I think this one, like if it is a true dark comedy, I think it's going to be a really fun ride.
I agree.
And
you can assume really cool action sequences with Taron Egerton.
yeah, he's got the chops, as we've seen from Kingsman. Which, speaking of, while we're talking about it, we're going to be reviewing Kingsman on Monday, so you guys should listen.
Yeah, you should.
Pineapple.
Oh no! I just closed the tab that I was supposed to be reading from. So there's a video. For those of you that don't know, a lot of us on this podcast, or at least me, are a fan of Arrested Development, mostly because of the degree to which the jokes are carried out, and just how subtle they are. Like you could probably write a master's thesis on the comedy in Arrested Development. So here's the video, and this literally it's a minute long video roughly, and you'll enjoy it like I did if you like Arrested Development. But it's highlighting just the degree to which they take the jokes on the show. And there's this person watching a scene where George Michael is talking to his dad and Maybe, and they ask him a question, and Ron Howard is doing the internal, like the omnipotent narrator,
Right.
and the guy's holding up a stopwatch, and in the show, Ron Howard says, but it had been 41 seconds since he replied, so he answered. And as soon as he said it had been 41 seconds, it's 41 seconds to the millisecond.
That's good editing.
It was like one of my favorite things I watched today. So it gives you an idea of how my day went. It's a little boring.
Got a lot of YouTube in.
Yeah. So it's I'm sure you can find it. I'm sure there are also lots of videos like this. So to lighten up the mood from the ranting from Star Wars, go watch a video about how awesome Arrested Development is, and hopefully you'll appreciate it like I did. Pineapple.
Toys R Us has $400 million in debt.
What?
What? That is a colossal number. So not only that, but they owe that $400 million worth of debt in 2018. So there's a pretty good chance that Toys R Us is going to be filing for bankruptcy soon. Which is crazy. Like Toys R Us filing for bankruptcy, like the possibility of them going under, because there is no stalking horse that is looking to pick up a brick and mortar franchise retail establishment.
Heck no, especially not one as like massive as Toys R Us.
That has a debt of $400 million.
Yeah, that's a mini much money.
Yeah, like maybe Disney, but I still doubt it.
No, they're going online with all their stuff.
Yeah, I know, but
Also,
they
they
own
have
the
their own
rest of
stores.
our childhood, so it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, so just to give you an idea, Toys R Us last year was the third largest customer for Mattel and Hasbro. The top two were Target and Walmart. So Toys R Us is the third largest customer for the two largest toy companies, at least in the US. And they might be going bankrupt. So that could potentially end poorly for Mattel and Hasbro as well, because if any of that,
Dude, Amazon's gonna swoop in.
if any of that $400 million worth of debt is owed to Hasbro or Mattel, the second Toys R Us files for bankruptcy, depending on
How they file.
the one or both of those toy companies can get really royally screwed.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Get a hurt putting on them.
Get a hurt put on them. But yeah, that's just crazy to me. That's really all I wanted to say is like Toys R Us might be going bankrupt and it's crazy.
It's another thing the millennials killed.
Yeah. Yeah. We killed JCPenney.
We continue
Kmart.
our rampage across the economic landscape.
Yeah, the golf industry, real estate. We
Dave
killed
and Buster's.
real estate. Dave and
Yeah.
Buster's.
But the avocado toast industry is booming right now.
Booming. Avocado toast. And the unnecessary adjective market is way up there. Just artisanal, homemade, like
Free-range,
reconstructed,
organic.
or not reconstructed, reclaimed
Rec-
tea. Wait, what?
This is free range tea. These plants have plenty of room to stretch their roots.
Free-range tea.
No fences here.
But wait, don't. If you put a tree in the middle of a range, doesn't it not become a range anymore? Yeah,
You went a bit too meta there.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
Toys R Us is going bankrupt probably soon. That sucks. Pineapple.
So we have John Bernthal actually talking a little bit about the Punisher.
Yeah, welcome,
what
John. How are you today?
Yeah. I'm good. I have a.
Have you ever heard him talk?
I can't talk. I haven't practiced my impression of him. He does not have an iconic voice. He has an iconic nose, but not an iconic voice.
I just love how much that caught you off guard.
It took me half a second to realize, and I was like, "Oh yes." Rabble. But John Bernthal talks about the Punisher that we can expect to see in the standalone series as opposed to the Punisher from the end of Daredevil season 2. He says the Frank Castle you see in Daredevil is reeling from the trauma of having his family killed. So the only thing he knows is his mission to kill every single person who's responsible for his family's death and killing them in the most brutal way possible, because that's the only way to quiet the storm that's in his head. You can only quiet it momentarily by taking these people out. He's a man on a mission again in The Punisher, and what Steve Lightfoot is trying to do is ask the question, what do you do when that's over? What do you do when what do you find out about yourself when you realize that there's nothing left? What is this purpose? There's an introspective bent trying to figure that out. He finds something to fight for, something new to believe in. He also goes on to say that it's going to get into as dark and as brutal a place as you've ever seen in the Marvel world. I can promise you that.
In the Marvel world.
In the Marvel world, and based on the trailer, the little teaser trailer that also just came out of him just straight up murdering like these two soldiers, I'm not surprised by hearing him say that. So I think, and it makes sense too with the Punisher being the Punisher, that this would also be, the kind of the one series that really ventures into that super dark side of things.
Yeah, and this is the one that's probably coming out in the fall. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll probably be coming out like first week of November. Just FYI. If Netflix keeps on, I don't think they've given us an official date yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have. But if they keep to their schedule, we can probably expect this coming out first week of November-ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Cheers.
Ignore
to the
your
holidays.
family with the Punisher.
Yeah, you're not going to want to shoot stuff afterwards.
Ignore your family with someone who's lost theirs.
Wah, wah, wah. Pineapple.
It was so dark.
Bring us home, Chris.
Oh, man. Epic Games. Epic Games made an epically awesome accident. They released a game called Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Accidentally allowing crossplay when it was released. Crossplay, for those of you unfamiliar, is allowing online play between Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. They quickly fixed it. Epic put out a little press release saying it was a configuration issue. It shouldn't have been there in the first place. Phil Spencer.
Yeah, right.
Right. And they're like, I wonder how long we can make this work.
The devs built that so that they could play the game cross-platform while they were working on it, and then
forgot
just
to turn it
forgot
off.
to take it out. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm almost 100% sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I would bet the farm on that. But Phil Spencer, the big guy over at Xbox, he got asked a ton about it. Like, people were hitting up Xbox and PlayStation execs on Twitter and Facebook and tagging them and stuff. Like, what do you guys think about this? Phil Spencer actually said, I would have liked to see them leave it on. Which,
because he's not worried about market share.
but here's the thing with old Phil. If online games, which I would love to see online games allow crossplay, I think that it's ignorant that we have had two online networks for multiplayer gaming for like the last 15 years. It's insane. It is crazy. Because there's no reason. There's no reason other than if you get this system, you get this network. If you get this system, you get this network. There's big enough server space somewhere for it to work. But here's the kicker. Let me finish. So Microsoft has also announced Rocket League is going to be a crossplay title. So it's going to be available on Switch, Xbox One, and PC. Minecraft is open to crossplay between Xbox One and PS4. Sony is pretty much just not wanting to do it for the safety. What did they say? The security of younger users, which I don't really understand. Because I remember a time.
Think of the children, Chris. Think of the children.
I remember a time when I was like 14, and I had to hear about how like my mom was getting it on the regular from all these random guys I've never met that were trash talking.
Oh, on like Xbox Live.
Yeah, it's like
I was like, whoa,
I just banged your mom. It's like, did you? That's weird. She's cooking dinner right now. That's so strange.
Also, have you hit puberty yet?
Right. So I don't really get that. I think I think it's greed. But here's the thing that I don't understand from Sony and that I don't understand from Microsoft. Sony, as an Xbox fanboy, because Gears of War, Sony makes a better system. I will tell you every day, PS4 or PlayStation is a better console.
Yeah.
The titles,
but Xbox has got the games on lock.
But even still, a lot of the PlayStation titles Like, the list of PlayStation titles that I want to play is much longer than the list of Microsoft titles I want to play. But you've got your Halo fanboys and you've got your Gears of War fanboys that will never not own an Xbox because those two titles. That being said, if Sony and Microsoft agree somewhere somehow to open up crossplay, Microsoft will take it hard because they're going to lose. They're going to lose a lot of gamers. People go to Xbox because Xbox has the more competitive multiplayer platform online. PlayStation Network is a joke for the most part. I can go in the same room, like the same game options in a game, let's say Call of Duty, on PlayStation, and I will run the house. I will turn around and do the same thing on Xbox, and I will leave with my tail between my legs. It's always been like that.
Yep.
But if they open it up, it completely changes things. So I think it would be really great as a consumer. I think it'd be really great to have crossplay. From a business standpoint, like trying to think on behalf of Phil Spencer, I think it's a bad idea. I think he's gonna lose, and he doesn't know how hard.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think he knows why people play his system, like why people buy his console. But here's the other thing: PlayStation Network, free, $0 to be in PlayStation Network. Xbox Live, $60 a year. There's another reason. If you can spend the same amount of money on a console and not have to pay an additional $60 a year just to be online, you're not going to get an Xbox.
Yep.
So I think it's dumb, but Phil Spencer, do whatever you want. It's your funeral, I guess. I don't know. You've got a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it.
Yeah. But yeah, pineapple. And
Hey,
that's
we
it.
did it.
That's it. That's everything.
Yay.
You have made it through the show. Thank you for
Thank
listening. It's a lot longer than I wanted to, but
my phone's about to die.
I blame Mr. Star Wars petition boy.
Yeah.
Matt is his name. Go look it up if you want his full name. I'm not going to call him all the way out. Anyways, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave a review on the iTunes store. Go support the show however you choose. Patreon, Amazon, Satchel. Go to our website, betweenthecons.com. All the usual things I say when I sign off. What else? Affixa, betweenthecons.com/Bandcamp if you like our
Dope dubstep
musics. And yeah, make sure you guys tune in on Monday. I mentioned this already, but we're going to be talking about, we're going to be reviewing Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
The Golden Circle.
Circle. It's about whiskey in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I just said whiskey. Do you know what whiskey is? Whiskey.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Whiskey. But yeah, tune in on Monday. We'll be back. We'll be reviewing that. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully the movie does not suck, because I actually heard it wasn't getting good reviews, which, since I'm already typing it, I'm just going to look it up on here. Golden Circle. It's got a 68 on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's only 6 points below. Oh my gosh, it's got a 57. Where did that 68 come from? What the heck?
But it's also like, it's an action movie for one.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of an out there action movie. So
yeah,
as long as I'm entertained.
First one had a 74. This one's got a 57. So I guess
We'll
it's
see.
not as good. But let's be real. It's going to be weird. It's going to be ridiculous. it's a fun action movie for the sake of a fun action movie that has better acting than The Expendables. So
Yep.
go enjoy it.
Do it.
And then tune in on Monday to hear us talk about how much we did or did not enjoy it. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend. We will talk to you on Monday.
Hasta la pasta.
Cool story,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
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 Anyways.